All right, welcome back to Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus, and cut day is coming up, which means the Vikings could be looking to wheel and deal some of these players for maybe a little compensation instead of cutting them, huh?
You remember your cut day?
Thankfully, I do not remember that day. What a horrifying pain that must have been.
You can only imagine our poor little foreskins. Before we get into the cuts the Vikings will make and potential trade candidates on that day, subscribe, like, and comment. We're almost at 12,100 subscribers. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed.
Hit that sub, become a member. You may or may not regret it. Just like the Vikings may or may not regret if they potentially trade in these guys. Let's be real. It's probably a little far-fetched, but we've traded Jesse Davis, the guard to the Steelers. We traded Vidarian Lowe. So never say never.
Yeah. So let's talk about the one that's obviously the guy in the corner, the one who's been the big talker all week. Lewis Cine had the big game against the Browns, had a quiet farewell against the Eagles. Only noise he made was a pass interference flag. Lewis Cine. Did the Vikings get anything for him?
I actually think this is probably the least likely as far as just anybody wanting him. Because he's probably not going to contribute or help the team. The good thing with Lewis Cine is he still has 2 years left on his rookie contract. Not overly expensive. So that might be a little enticing for somebody. I mean, if really any of these guys, it's going to be like a 7th round pick. It's not like we're getting like 4th and 5th rounders for these guys.
You got to remember, though, he was the 1st round pick, and every team thinks they can do a reclamation project. Look, when we took Jalen Reagor on, we thought we could do something with him. I mean, there's always that hope of a 1st rounder. I think that gives him a little bit more value than these other guys. Just that team might think, hey, this guy was a 1st round pick. Maybe he just needs a change of scenery, and we are the ones who can fix him. So I think that maybe makes him a little bit alluring to some teams, even though nothing he's shown in the field would make him attractive.
Yeah, but even like Reagor, at least he played. I mean, Lewis Cine couldn't even get on the field. I don't know. We'll see. I would love nothing more to trade him for something. I don't know.
It would be a late round pick, maybe not even this year, or a player of equal bust value, just to see, like we did with Andrew Booth Jr. and Nahshon Wright.
I think any Vikings fan would be very happy if we were able to trade him. We'll see. Let's go to another guy, Brian Asamoah. Again, I mean, late round pick, a guy that's really hasn't shown a ton of anything out there. He has played. Maybe a team looks at him as special teams, some decent depth, who needs some depth at inside linebacker. I just think we have better inside linebackers than him at backups right now.
I agree 100%. And a guy who just, hasn't done it on the field. He had one nice play against the Giants a couple years ago. Then he gets hurt. He's undersized. He is fast. He's very fast. We'll give him that.
Boy, brag guy.
He's also small, and he definitely is easy to block. So he has a problem getting off blocks and making tackles in the backfield when he does get there with his speed. So I don't know. You said it. We have better options. So, again, the compensation wouldn't be anything too exciting, but maybe a team would be willing to take a chance on him.
It looks like we're trying to get rid of our 2022 draft class here right out of the gates. Lewis.
Well, we're almost there.
The next one, Dalton Ryner, is on the list. He's been hurt. That is obviously the biggest issue there. There's no doubt Ryner can be a player on, at least a depth player on a lot of teams. For some reason, nobody just wants him except for us. We're the only ones who sign him. And now he's hurt. So I don't know. We lumped Ed Ingram in on this one too. So we'll just do 2 for 1.
Yeah, I mean, Ryner was out there to be had forever. We finally signed him. He hasn't been able to practice. He's hurt. So that's really, I mean, how healthy is he? What trade value does he have? That depends on his health. Otherwise, if I'm a team,
physical.
I'm going to see if he gets cut. If he, that's what I would do. Ed Ingram's a little more intriguing to me if I'm another team because I think, he's still young. He has started a ton of games. He isn't doing well this preseason, grading out lowly, going against 2nd and 3rd stringers. But he is a starter. He is young. 2nd round pick. I mean, again, a team may look at this and think, hey, we can fix this guy.
Like, really, I mean, except for the next guy, Ed Ingram is probably the most intriguing to any team out there looking. I mean, this is like a Jesse Davis type of pick. Jesse Davis is probably actually better, but Ed Ingram, young, like you said, former 2nd round pick, a guy that maybe comes in and doesn't have to start for that team as a depth piece, and maybe they just try to Miyagi him into something for next year. So really, we're just putting all right guard up for sale. Last guy I think is probably has the most potential to be traded. It's Patrick Jones. He could start for a lot of teams right now.
Yeah, and the Vikings, I mean, don't get us wrong, the Vikings love Patrick Jones, but you got these 3 very intriguing undrafted guys, well, 4 if you count Gabriel Murphy, who's hurt, waiting in the wings, and I think, I'd be fine with Fuller, Richter, Carter rotating in. I mean, I think they can actually provide something this year. Patrick Jones, final year of his contract. Maybe try to get something for him now. But we thought they'd do the same thing last year with DJ Wanham, and they just kept him. So I think it's very similar to that situation. But yeah, if I was the team who needed an edge rusher, I'd definitely be calling Patrick Jones.
Yeah, still only 25 years old, only 5 career sacks. For some reason, I thought he had more than that. He only had 1 last year, I think it was, 4 the year before. Difference between Wanham and Jones of last year is Wanham was our depth. At least we have a little bit of depth this year, and we have those young guys as well. Patrick Jones, I don't even know how much this guy is gonna see the field with Dallas Turner out there and the 2 other guys. We'll see. Can never have enough edge rushers. If we keep them, fantastic. But I think he's the guy that maybe scores you like a 6th-round pick.
Nothing wrong with that. 6th-round pick in a year. Probably not going to re-sign him. I'd take that. Hell yeah.
All right, so those are the guys that at least stick out to us. Let us know if you got anybody you think the Vikings should ship off or get a little compensation for, because we have no draft picks next year.
Well, we have like 3. We have like 3.
Is it 3? I thought it was 2.
3. And remember this, guys. Cabbage is not only tasty to your dog; it's very healthy to it too.